Oh, and I didn't bake the cake. He said he didn't want me to bake the cake. He wanted a scooter. I was like, but the cake is free. It's not. It doesn't count as a birthday gift. He said, no, I want a scooter. He said, no, mom, that's okay. We can just buy a cake. I want a scooter. So
All right.
You know that means somebody told him that, said if your mama bakes you a cake, then she can get you.
my daughter did. She was trying to be funny and torment, and he believed it.
Oh man, influence. Uh huh.
Yeah, sisters and brothers are the best.
All right, guys, let's get started to this week 6. Awesome week we're in now. Okay. This is the we're what we call the end game, right? This is your last newsletter with me for this block, right? Don't cry, dry your eye. You're gonna miss that. So, what is going on this week? Okay. Remember your winter break. Your last day of this block is this Friday. Fridays are practical. Okay. Begin Saturday, and you guys come back January 4th. We'll see you back when you guys get back. January 4th. Okay. What else? That's your holiday calendar. Hopefully, your next instructor does your newsletter every single week, every Monday, so you guys can keep up with the routine. Okay. What else? If you have a new phone number or address, please contact Miss Shelley Farley at the registrar. Okay. If you moved or changed, please contact her. Farley at staffescofia.edu. Okay. Tax purposes coming around the corner. If you guys need that information, they got to send it to the right address. Also, too, okay, we had a couple of issues about a month, 2 months ago. Farmer Lee, who we work with for Farm to Table, sent a couple of nice $70 worth of product from Fresh from the Farm to students' addresses. Several students had not updated their whatchamacallit address, so it got sent to the wrong address. So make sure if you move, get with Miss Shelley Farley and update your address or new phone number if you changed them since you began school, okay? And again, some local resources if you need assistance, COVID, utility, rental, food, mental, emotional health, flu vaccine, okay? And again, that's a good resource website to go to. Okay, again, Christie Center, it's always there for after your loss. And remember, keep this information handy. Okay, T. Vargas is the bank mobile guru, and Mary Reardon is for your stipend. Okay, you guys are gonna go next block. It depends if you guys are gonna be hybrid or online. If you guys are gonna be online, make sure that you get your stipend before class starts the week beforehand, so you can buy your product like you guys been doing this block, right? So that's who to contact. Keep those in mind and write them down, okay? I don't know. I don't think so. I think so, mostly through wireless or mail on that part, Miss Taylor. I don't know about in person. Maybe you can set up an appointment. Could be, okay? And again, portal issues, send desk. That's the number, email to number or email to call and contact. Again, CDC guidelines: be safe, be sound. Okay. Again, bleach. The 2 best friends you'll ever have when you go to regionals. Best thing to start shopping for an externship. Okay. Feature employer food bank. Again, it's a large institution, very clean, very well-oiled machine. They need some help. And again, the first time I heard about it, I was like, yeah, soup kitchen, hole in the wall, but it's not. It's state of the art. The bling bling equipment, everything is brand spanking new in that place. Okay. Sweet Green is also hiring, looking to fill some key positions. Okay. Contact Ms. Natasha Barboza at sweetgreen.com. Loca de Oro, looking to create a diverse team after they reopen, after being closed to the pandemic. Contact Lily Coleman at locadeoroaustin.com. And Foley Pops French Pastry and Coffee at Galleria Circle. Must have a reliable transportation. Full-time pastry bakers, coffee baristas. Contact Adrian at foleypops.com. Okay. Again, just a couple of search engines for culinary agents and post jobs. Okay. Workers needed, dry storage, like always. And this recipe comes from my work mom, Chef Pabla. I call her little shit. She's about 80 years old. I think she just turned 80. Anyways, these are for her Austrian Lindsay cookies. If you meet her, you'll know what I'm talking about. She's awesome. Okay. This is a recipe for Lindsay cookies. If you guys are interested, making them for the holidays for your family, that's a cool recipe to have. Okay. Walnuts, brown sugar, salt and butter, egg, vanilla extract, purple flour, baking powder, salt, and ground cinnamon. Okay. And a couple of jam, your choice. Okay. Awesome, awesome recipe. If you guys would like to have it, there it is. Make it for the holidays for your families. Okay. Quote of the week: the best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even be touched. They must be left with the heart, by Helen Keller. I got my own quotes. I'll share with you guys. Let me see if I can have them, okay? Real quick. Okay. Where we at? Quotes. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to share with you my quotes for you, okay? Because we're in the topic, okay? So my quotes for you guys. Here we go, okay? So one of them: you'll never make history in your comfort zone. Right? Right? Next quote: success is about the combination of knowing you can do anything and knowing that to do anything of real significance takes time. Look where we began. Knife skills. Look where we're at now. Right? Next one. Okay. Always choose arrogance over confidence over arrogance. My bad. Always choose confidence over arrogance. You guys know who this is? Paul Bocuse, one of the great grandfathers of culinary in France. He died about 3-4 years ago. Another one, okay, by Food Pimp: just like an infant, we must crawl first before we begin to take our first steps. We must grow and learn the movement before we can create. We must know the basics and the reasoning before we may advance. We must respect the ingredients and understand the origins before we can truly taste them. We must work hard to attain what we wish for. No goal is impossible. We must embrace fully before you may reach the top. This is the journey, and it isn't for the faint of heart, the weak and uneducated. Work hard at your craft and you will be truly rewarded. True, right? Let it sink in. It's true, right? Next one up: be humble, be hungry, and always the hardest worker in the room. No matter if you work in the cubicle making 100,000 a year or a dishwasher, always be the hard work in the room. Okay. If you want to be successful, you must respect one rule: never lie to yourself, ever. Okay. But only the fearless can be great. Rat-a-tat-tat-tooey. I can accept failure, but I cannot accept not trying. And we will try and try again. Okay. If you try and fail, congratulations. Most people won't even try. That's it. Those are my quotes for you guys. Okay. All right, let's take a look what's coming up next. Just for fun, bird. Get it? Just for fun. Going back to the prehistoric ages. Oh, here's the answer. Food for thought. Of all these treats that children around the world traditionally eat for Santa, except what? Of all the treats, which one is the one that is not on the list? Okay. Of all these treats that children around the world traditionally eat for Santa, except what? Is it rice pudding, mince pies, 3 strawberries, coffee, or beer?
I'm gonna say coffee. I think they're worried about Santa having.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with coffee because we leave Santa cookies and vodka in my house. So
there you go. Mm-hmm.
All right, coffees too. All right.
Strawberries, I would think.
All right.
My dad's left a survey there too for so
The answer is strawberries. Traditional leaving things for Santa changes around the world, family by family. In Sweden, children often leave coffee for Santa, while children in Denmark traditionally leave rice pudding. In the UK, Santa gets to eat mince pies. He's left milk and cookies in the US. Many Australian children leave Santa cold beer to keep him cool and drunk as he gets off his journey around the world. He gets some more beer when the children in Ireland have living Guinness. Oh, I can't drink Guinness. I'm mad. He's like changing the oil in your car engine every 3,000 miles. Many
that's
children
the whole
around.
point.
Huh?
That's the whole point. Guinness is your oil change.
Oh, many children around the world leave trees for Santa's reindeer. No, I tasted it once. I'm like, I can't do that. But no one traditionally leaves some strawberries. Maybe they're not season at that time. I don't know. But strawberries is the answer. That's right. Strawberries. Okay. Now let's take a look at what's coming up ahead. Okay. Here we go. Okay. So we're going to briefly touch on pork again. Okay. Just the menu to go over Tuesday. Remember your menu for Tuesday, right? Tomorrow. It is beer marinated pork tenderloin. It says to leave it marinate for 2 hours. You don't really have to. For you guys that are online, you can marinate it tonight. We at school, we may marinate it for 30, 40 minutes and we'll go at it, okay? Couscous salad. Yes, couscous. It is a cold salad, okay? It is a cold salad. That is your starch for your hot beer marinated pork tenderloin. Your zucchini is your veg. Pork is your protein. Couscous is your starch. Zucchini is your veg for this dish. And you're gonna have a hot and cold item, what we call chapeau, okay, hot and cold, okay? So remember that tomorrow, couscous is the starch. So don't think about putting it in a bowl and putting it in a plate. It's like the rice or like potatoes, okay? That is your starch, that is your protein, and that is your veg for tomorrow, okay? Any thoughts about tomorrow? Tomorrow's menu is relatively easy, okay? Relatively easy, guys.
Any specific beer?
No, any lager will do. Shanderbach, Pacifico, Michelob Ultra, what else? Dos Equis, nothing too strong, nothing like Heineken or Stella Artois. Okay.
So if I did like blood and honey citrus bond ale, that would work.
That'll work. Yeah, any ale will work. Yeah. Okay.
Sweet.
So that is your menu for tomorrow. Okay. Now let's take a look what's happening today and this week. Okay. We're going to be talking about fish, and more fish. Okay. Round and flat fish. Okay. Introduction to round and flat fish. Okay. I think in school we're going to have the black drum to fabricate. Okay. Flatfish, halibut, sole. Okay. Yeah, the guy on the right hand side, that's a halibut. That's a beautiful fish. Okay. Fish, aquatic vertebrates with fins, swimming gills, and for breathing. More than 30,000 species known. Most live in the seas and oceans. Freshwater species are far less numerous. Shellfish are aquatic invertebrates with shells and carapaces. They are found both fish and saltwater. Always an important food source. Fish and shellfish have become increasingly popular in recent years due to part of the demands of health-conscious consumers. Because of increased demand and improved presentation and transportation techniques, good quality fish and shellfish once found along the coast, seacoast, and lakes are now readily available to almost every food and operation. Many fish and shellfish species are very expensive. All are high perishable because their cooking times are generally shorter. They cook really, really fast, guys, really fast, okay? Yeah, Modelo 2 work too, okay? Structure, muscle composition. Again, fish and shellfish used in food service. It can be divided into 3 categories: fish, mollusks, and crustaceans. Fish include both fresh and salt water. Okay, round fish swim in vertical position and have eyes on both sides of the heads. Flatfish are born round, and in time they turn, and the eye on this side goes to this side. It moves to the top side. They become flat. Okay, just FYI. they're not bone flat. So round fish are very cylindrical, round in the center of the body. This then tapers to tail. Many of the fish found in UK waters are round fish. In some examples, some of the cod, bass, whiting, pollock, mackerel, red mullet, gourmand, bream, and trout. Round fish, okay? Types of round fish, again, from the top left all the way up to the bottom right. You got bass, black sea bass, striped bass, anadromous right here, right below the bass, catfish, fiddlers, cod, Atlantic cod, whiting, hake cod, eels, the next one, next page, grouper, herring, sardines, John Dory, mackerel, mahi-mahi is a dolphin fish, not a dolphin. Monkfish. Monkfish is an ugly mother fish. It's fugly. Monkfish has a nickname. We call him the lawyer fish because he's got a big mouth. Okay. And only the tail can be eaten. That's it. Only everything else is trash. Not even for stock. Okay. Pompano, red snapper, salmon, Atlantic salmon, Chinook or king salmon, coho, which is like little trout, but it's red. Sea bream, sharks. Oh yeah, treasure sharks. Oh man, mako sharks, really great for ceviche. But if you're ever gonna cook shark, make sure you soak the meat or the steaks in milk, because sharks have no urinary tract, so they pee through their skin and through the flesh. Just keep that in mind if you ever come across shark. Okay. Swordfish, tilapia, trout, tuna, wahoo was really big in the 80s. Whitefish and wolffish is another fugly looking one. Okay. Wolffish, I'll show you what that wolffish looks like. Okay. There you go. That's wolffish. It's ugly. You cut the head off, you stick a carrot inside his mouth, and it'll cut it off. Okay. That's wolffish. It's an ugly looking one.
They're ugly. Them and monkfish, just ugly.
But it's good. Oh, monkfish, man. The tail is like poor man's lobster.
I bet they're fantastic, but judging by that ugly mug, I understand how they managed to make it this far in the evolutionary track.
Yeah, whoever thought, oh, that fish looks delicious, let's eat it, right?
Yeah, they probably looked at him and said, "You don't look right. You don't look okay. Throw him back."
But the monkfish, the tail, again, we call it poor man's lobster because it has the same texture. Man, it's good. Flatfish, flounder, have a lean, firm flesh. It is pearly or pinkish white with a sweet, mild flavor. Although they are easily boned, most are deheaded and gutted at sea and sold as fresh or frozen fillets. These fillets are very thin and can dry out or spoil easily. So extra care should be taken into handling, preparing, storing them. Recipes that represent moisture work best with flounder. Poaching, steaming, and frying are recommended. Many types of flounder are marketed as sole, perhaps in an attempt to cash in the popularity of true sole. We're going to take a look at the different soles around the world. Okay, FDA permits this practice. Okay, flounder, you don't get a lot of it. If it's like 1 pound, really, it's nothing to get out of it. It's very dismal, a meat product. Okay. Anyways, flatfish have a symmetrical, compressed bodies, swim in horizontal positions. They have both eyes on top of the heads. Flatfish are bottom dwellers. Most are found in deep ocean waters around the world. Skin on top of the bodies is dark to camouflage them from predators and can change color according to the surroundings. The scales are small. Dorsal and anal fins are run through the length of the bodies. Sole, let's take a look at sole. Are probably the most flavorful and finely textured flatfish. Indeed, because the connotations of quality associated with the name S-O-L-E, sole. Not like the Kia, the car Soul, S-O-U-L. You can get with this, you can get with that. Just kidding. Anyways, it's widely used for many species that are not members of the Soleil family. Okay. True Dover sole, a staple of classic cuisine, are lean fish with pearly white flesh and delicate flavor. Oh, very delicate. They can send out to a variety of sauces and seasonings. They are a member of the Soleil family and come only from the waters of the coast of England, Africa, and Europe. They're imported into the United States as freshwater sole fish or fresh and frozen fillets. Okay, these are the types of soles. First, we got English sole, usually flounder caught off the west coast of the United States, aka Dover sole, lean, characteristics, narrower, more elongated than flounder, flesh similar to flounder, but firmer texture, It's a price catch. It's quite expensive, 1 to 2 pounds. You don't get much out of it. It's very dismal, very small. Okay. Yellowfin sole are harvested off the coast of Alaska, one of the most abundant flatfish species. Smallest with the Pacific soles, they have a delicate texture and thin fillets. Okay. Petrale sole, we used to have this on the menu quite a while ago, fine dining. It's another West Coast flounder, generally considered the finest in domestic soles. They are most often available as fillets, which tend to be thicker and firmer than sole fillets. We used to serve with a champagne sauce. Oh yeah. Domesticated Dover sole, expensive too, $8 a pound. After also the Pacific flounder, they're also as delicate in flavor as other species of sole flounder. Moreover, they are often afflicted with a parasite that causes their flesh to have a slimy, gelatinous texture. Domestic Dover sole are not recommended if other soles that are found there are available. Okay. Lemon sole, among the most popular East Coast flounder, also known as a flagback or winter flounder. They average about 2 pounds in weight. Okay. And halibut, just for the hell of it, among the largest flatfish, they often weigh up to 300 pounds. FDA recognized only 2 halibut species: Atlantic, Eastern, and Pacific, North and Alaskan Western, the best one that I've ever tasted so far from Alaska. Both have a lean, firm flesh that is snow white with sweet, mild flavor. California halibut, which have actually are actually flounder, similar in taste and texture, but average about 12 pounds each. Halibut may be cut into boneless steaks or skewered into brochettes. The fish, which dries out easily, can be poached, baked, grilled, broiled, or is good with a variety of sauces too. Halibut is my favorite fish to work with in Valentine's Day because it's so expensive, it's rare. I can really go crazy, and it's really delicate and sweet and flaky. It doesn't have a strong fishy flavor. Okay. So halibut, I like to use it a lot. Okay. And turbot, Pacific flatfish, no great culinary distinction. Ugly too. Okay. So again, different inspections of fish. You got inspection number 1. Service covers plant, product, and processing methods from raw materials to the final product. The process under federal inspection signifies the product is safe and wholesome, properly labeled, has reasonably good flavor and odor, and was produced under the inspection of an approved establishment. Inspection number 2. Services are usually performed in the warehouse, processing plant, and cold storage facility or specific product lots. A lot of inspection determines whether the product complies with purchase agreements, criteria such as condition, weight, labeling, packaging, integrity. And type 3, inspection services are for sanitation only. Fishing vessels or plants that meet the requirements of recognized as official establishments and are included in USDC. Nutrition, very, very good for your diet. Okay. Fish and shellfish are low in calories, fat, and sodium, and are high in protein, vitamins A, B, and D. Fish and shellfish are also high in minerals, especially calcium, phosphorus, potassium, and iron. Fish have a high group of polyunsaturated fat acids called acids, the omega-3, which help combat high blood cholesterol levels and aid in preventing some heart disease. Shellfish are not as high in cholesterol as once thought, except shrimp. They're high in cholesterol too. Crustaceans are high in cholesterol for the mollusks. Both are considerably lower levels of red meat and eggs. Okay, they have considerably lower levels than red meat on eggs, so lower in cholesterol than red meat on eggs. The cooking method used for fish and shellfish also contribute to their healthfulness. The most commonly used cooking methods: broiling, grilling, poaching, steaming, and little or no fat. Okay. So purchasing and storing fish and shellfish, determining freshness. Okay. I was walking around Fiesta Mart a couple of weeks ago, and I looked at the seafood section like, dudes, peace out. Their eyes were dried and sunken. I'm like, no. Because fish and shellfish are highly perishable, and the inspection stamp does not necessarily ensure top quality. A few hours at the wrong temperature, a couple of days in the refrigerator can turn a high-quality fish or shellfish into garbage. It is important that chefs be able to determine for themselves the freshness and quality of the fish and shellfish they purchase or use. Freshness should be checked before purchasing, and again, just before cooking. Okay? Freshness can be determined by the following criteria. 1, smell. If it smells funky, it's probably not good, right? Yeah. The funky junky monkey. Eyes. If the eyes are dried and sunken, that means the fish is old and has been sitting there for a long time. Gills need to be bright and red, not dark burgundy and dark maroon and right out. So they need to be fresh, moist, and bright red. The texture also, the fins and the scales, appearance, and movement. When you touch it, it's supposed to be a little bit firm, not your finger just going to go right through. Otherwise, that's already done. Okay. So identifying fish and shellfish properly can be difficult because the vast number of similar appearance fish and shellfish, there are separate species within each family. Adding confusion to the various colloquial names given to the name of fish, or the same given to different fish, different localities. Fish with an unappealing name may also be given a catchy name or the name of a similar, more popular item for the marketing purposes. Moreover, some species are referred to as by a foreign name, specialty on menus. FDA publishes a list of approved market names for food fish. The list is updated regularly and available on the FDA's website at the Center of Food Safety and Applied Nutrition. Okay, so let's take a look at oily versus lean fish. Okay, fatty fish, you get anchovy, butterfish, carp. Ooh, I hate carp. Eel, herring, mackerel, salmon, sardines, and whitefish. Okay, skinny fish, you got bass, catfish, cod, flounder, grouper, mahi-mahi, snapper. Swordfish should be on the fatty fish. Swordfish is high in fat. Tilapia and tuna. Okay, so when you cook fish, be careful because they will cook really, really fast. Do not overcook your fish, especially your flounder, because you're going to lose about 80% of that fish when you fabricate the flounder. That's how much meat is going to come of it, about 20%, and the rest is for stock. Okay. So anyways, do not overcook your fish. Do not overcook your fish. Fish, as a texture, will coarsen, dry out, and the flavor will be destroyed. They turn to get bitter, kind of astringent when they get overcooked. Don't overspice your fish. Don't hit it with a lot of cayenne pepper, chili powder either. Fish, as it has very delicate flavor, so the light-handed with herbs and spices. Keep it moist and preserve the natural juices while cooking by using moist cooking methods or based, frequently doing dry cooking. Okay, and I'm going to show you guys how to do empapillote with the flatfish. Okay, empapillote. That means cook in a parchment paper fold. Okay. Cooking methods: you can bake it, bake it in foil, parchment paper too, and papillote. A little bit of salt, butter, maybe some pepper. Okay, in a 350-degree oven. 400 is too high. You can barbecue fish too, perfect for marinades base. Like when we do gravlax, sometimes we smoke that salmon. Okay, we can also be used for barbecue. Casseroling. A little bit of liquid in covered dish in a moderate oven will achieve the dish, which is a subtle difference from the flavors. And the very spice of the natural juices are marinated like tuna casserole. Okay, because we use that canned tuna. Shallow frying. Okay, francaise is one dish. So you take that flounder, coat it with flour, egg wash, and then sear on the shallow frying. It becomes francaise. A little bit of butter sauce. Deep frying. Fish and chips. And then catfish. Oh, side story. We used to have two interns from England a while back in Missouri. It was Matt and Tom from England. And guess what we called them both? Fish and chips. That was their nickname, fish and chips. Get it? Because they were from England?
No, chef.
Yeah, that was their nickname, fish and chips.
Oh, no.
Anyways, deep frying your fish and chips and your catfish. Oven frying, you can do that too, but I don't really like that oven frying. It dries it out, okay? The result is similar to shallow frying, but it's done in a hot butter and preheated baking dish in a hot oven of about 450, 500 degrees, but you gotta be careful because that's high heat and will overkill your fish. Because the high temperature used in the fish cooks quickly, so this method is best suited for thin whole fish. Whole fish, okay? You can also grill it like marlin, tuna, salmon, swordfish, black drum, what else? Redfish. But you gotta know your grill. You gotta know your hot spots and your not so hot spots. Okay. Marinating, ceviche. Poaching, we're gonna do that maybe tomorrow. Okay. Sousing, like sous vide. is really, really good, and you don't lose a lot, and it becomes very moist. Also, steaming it. We're going to do that with the empapillo. We're going to steam it in parchment paper. Okay. And curing fish, like I said, ground blocks. Okay. We just did it not long ago on the 2-1 with salt, sugar, and a little bit of dill. Okay. Prior to smoking, fish are either dry, salted, or brine. They may be lightly or heavily brine, depending upon the type of product to be prepared. Lightly salted fish should be smoked immediately, since the brining merely imparts a desirable flavor and affirms the flesh. The salt content of the flesh of hot smoked fish should be about 1.82%, which corresponds to the salt content of most smoked sausages. Heavy brining is used in mild curing for salmon and preserving fish until smoking can be applied. And you gotta cold smoke it. Very fast, very quick, okay? And again, curing by salt alone, okay? Man was able to catch a large number of fish regardless of their size. The problem was how to preserve the catch. Salting was one of the most preserving methods. The Vikings invented it when they were crossing the oceans. The fish had to be desalted a few days before cooking started. And we have, you can also look at the store. I think HEB has it. I know Central Market might, HEB has it. Salted cod. It comes in a little wooden box, and it's about 3,400 milligrams of sodium per 3 ounces. High in sodium, extremely high.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah, but it's excellent for that Spanish dish called bacalao, which is yeah. Oh man, it's great. But you got to desaline it. You got to soak it in water and rinse it out to get the salt off. But
yeah, soak it and soak it and soak it and soak it.
But it's 3,400 milligrams of sodium on that 3 ounces of fish. Man, so you got to be careful with that salt. It's not good for your heart, right? Yeah, exactly. Right. Your menu for Wednesday. Okay, menu for Wednesday. Okay, round fish. Hopefully, we'll have the black drum to fabricate. Do you guys are on the line? Either black drum, bass, redfish, whatever kind of round fish you were able to buy at a budget, it will work. Okay, and also the flat fish breakdown. Flat fish is your sole or your flounder. I know Quality Seafood had flounder. I know HEB doesn't have it. Central Market down south had it. Were you able to get it? You weren't able to get it, right, Miss JC?
There wasn't any flounder fillets. They had Dover sole fillets, and I went ahead and got them. They explained to me what their issue was, not so much their issue, but they explained what their shipment dates were. So I guess Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays is when they usually get the fish whole. Okay. And then by the time Sunday hits, everything's broken down already. So I guess if you hit them on one of their shipment days, then you can actually get like a whole fish. But I did get a whole red snapper for like $20.
Okay.
Yeah.
$20, yikes.
Yeah. He was like 2 pounds and some ounces.
That's a good size one.
Yeah, he had a fat head.
Here's a little video, the metamorphosis of fish. Okay. Let me go back and pull it up from the beginning. Okay. This is flatfish. Okay. It's got no sound. And again, it's born round. Okay. And as you can see, it adapts to the bottom of the ocean as it's getting bigger. And the eye at the bottom comes to the top. You'll see that eye. There you go. It's coming from the underside, moving from the top of the head. So that's metamorphosis of the fish. Let me go back.
Chef, that whole evolution, that fish just looked like it was getting madder and madder that it was turning into this.
Right.
You know, see the expression on his face? He's like,
it was getting pissed because it couldn't adapt. So here's the world's biggest halibut catch ever caught. Beautiful fish. Man, oh man. Oh. Hmm. Oh man, beautiful fish. It looks like it swallowed him whole. It ain't me. Let's take a look at a quick flatfish fabrication. Okay, go back. Here's how to fabricate the flatfish. Okay, I'll put the link on the chat.
Oh, just one.
Jake from State Farm, it's the least I can do. You really did me a solid with
Come on.
my homework done on my
Any of you guys already went shopping for your fish or not yet? Besides Ms. JC, you guys were you able to get a flatfish?
I'm going tomorrow, Chef.
Okay.
Same here. I'm going tomorrow as well.
So here in Austin, Quality Seafood has the flounder. Ranch 99 has it too. Also, H Mart has it. And of course, we just heard Ms. JC, Central Market down south, is going to have it Monday, Wednesday, or Friday. Okay. But if you are able to get a flatfish, this is how to fabricate the flatfish. You don't get a lot of it. You get a very small amount. Very small amount. Okay. You got to use a boning knife. You got to be really careful with this one. Okay. That's a big fish. These are smaller than that one. You cut along the spine, okay, and open it with your finger. Once you hit the bone, the rib cage, turn your knife around, almost have it flat against the rib cage, okay? There you go, see? Turn your flat on the knife, not flat, okay? Separate the meat from the rib cage. You're gonna get to the belly, go over the hump of the ribs, okay? It's got 4 sides. Like I say, you don't really get out of it because it's not much meat. So you got to be really careful when you fabricate this fish tomorrow, okay? Try to remove as much meat as you can, not leave anything on the bones and or the skin. That's one way, okay? Oh, fabricating the flatfish, there's another way too. Let me go back and see if another guy is doing it too. Used to be one of the instructors there a while ago. This is for the roundfish. Okay, this is how to fabricate the roundfish. Okay, guys, this is exactly what we're going to do tomorrow on the roundfish.
First, we have the pectoral fin.
Let me go back to the beginning. Okay.
Hello. I'm Chef Eric Monkey, an instructor at the Scott Peace School for Culinary Arts, and I'm here to show you how to fillet a roe. To begin, let's look at the anatomy of the fish and find a few reference points. First, we have the pectoral fin and the cervical fin. We'll have to cut behind these, and then we have the spiny dorsal fin.
But before you do that on your fish, take it to your sink under low running water and scrape any scales back, clean off all the scales. And before you can put it in your cutting board, dry it out with a towel and bring it to your cutting board, because otherwise it's going to be really slippery and slimy still. So it's better if you take it to the sink, remove the scales, but make sure you have the sink stopper thing in there to catch the scales. You don't want the scales to go down your pipes, otherwise it's going to clog it up. So have that, rinse it, remove any leftover scales, dry it out, and bring it to your cutting board, okay?
And the soft dorsal fin, which we will have to see on top. Also, there is a spine running down the center with ribs running out to protect the vital organs. A round fish would be a fish that swims upright with a fillet on each side. So let's get started. First, we want to make an incision behind the two fins. And then we will make another incision along the back, staying above the two dorsals. Once we make this cut all the way down to the backbone, you'll start to feel your knife go over the ripples of the vertebrae. Once you reach this point, you'll have to angle your knife in order to go above that rib cage, as it is quite difficult to cut all the way through that. As you can see, we start to see the curve of those ribs, and we just want to run our knife over the top. Make sure you don't continue to follow that and get back down to the backbone once you have gotten past that series of moves. Under, work it back and forth all the way to the tail, and then you can flip your fillet over through the meat and move this right to the edge of the board where you'll have the most access to this. As you're pulling out the skin, slowly work the knife back and forth while giving steady pressure towards the bone. There you have a fillet of striped bass. We'll just clean up this little fatty tissue. Feel through to check for any bones. If you notice any, use your fish pliers to remove them. There you have a clean fillet. You would just repeat on the other side in the same way. Thank you for watching.
That's what we're going to be doing tomorrow, okay? So I don't use the needle nose pliers to remove the bones. I just cut them off. I make a V incision and cut the strip off because they're so embedded into the meat. If you try to pull them off, you're going to tear a lot of meat off the fillet. So I just cut them off, okay? So that's tomorrow. And again, we're gonna cut it all together. So I'm gonna have the camera pointing towards the cutting board, and I'm gonna show you guys tomorrow. Ms. Aaron, Mr. Ralph, and Mr. Cole. You know the drill on the fish fabrication, right? Wet paper towel, sheet tray, paper towel, blue cutting board, right? Your gloves and a little scrap bucket, okay? So that's the mise en place for that for tomorrow, okay? Now this is the empapillote. We're gonna be doing tomorrow with a flatfish, okay? Come on.
A mouth-watering lemon sole and papillote with red chard and Jersey Royals. Lemon sole, for me, one of the most flavoursome flatfish. Twice as much flavour as the Dover sole, and more importantly, half the price. Skin side down. Skin. Just nip at the end. Grab it like you're sort of almost pulling hair. And let the knife do the work. Season. Deal. Then the fish go brilliantly because it's got that really nice sort of fennel flavour, that sort of aniseed flavour, and just roll almost like a sausage. Leeks, carrots, spring onions, garlic. It's a very delicate, dainty fish, this, so we don't want to overpower the garlic. And then something to sort of wake them up a little bit. Thyme. rosemary. The thyme goes brilliant with the leeks, and the rosemary goes fantastic with the carrots. Baking paper. If I had to put them on my board like that, then they're going to curl up. So I turn the paper almost inside out. Add veg. We're looking for a bed, like a nest of vegetables. Season. And then just drizzle generously with olive oil. It looks delicious now, it's not even cooked. Take a piece of paper, that goes over the top wrap. You get the top right hand corner, and you just fold that over. And then over again. Fold and push. And just follow it round. Fold and push. It's left almost like a little snout. White wine. What the wine does, as that salt is steaming there, it makes a really nice aroma with the vegetables, the olive oil, and keeps everything really nice and light and fruity. Seal. Pan on there and push down. And look, just seals the paper. Hot oven, 20 minutes. This is the bit of magic. In and just look. Look at that.
Oh,
Absolutely
yeah.
delicious. And the perfume of the herbs, extraordinary. Salt and papillon, done.
10 minutes on the oven at 350, and it'll be done. Now, with that said and done, on the papillon, I'm going to show you a different way of how to do that fish tomorrow. How to cut the parchment paper. You're going to take the parchment paper, fold it in half, and cut a big heart on that half. I'm going to put the fish, put everything in it. We're going to start folding it one end and end up on the other one. Okay, we're going to do that tomorrow. And I'll show you how to do that tomorrow. In papillon, it cooks 10 minutes because the flounder is very, very delicate. Very delicate. Okay, very flaky. Okay. Any thoughts about tomorrow's menu? Your papillon. Your filet de Mariquet Rosalie is real easy, and the flounder, your flatfish, is going to be in papillon. That's an easy recipe too. Easy recipe. As you notice, on this day, on Wednesday, not Tuesday, Wednesday, there is no starch, there is no veg, right? Straight fish. Straight fish. Okay.
And fish stock.
You don't have to make fish stock. The reason I had it on there is because I like to make a champagne sauce. That is, I like to, maybe I'll do it, I don't know, it depends, okay? If I do a champagne sauce, I'll show you guys how to make it. Because it is made with the fish stock that turns to a fish velouté that is thickened with the cornstarch, and then fold it into hollandaise and hit it with a little bit of champagne sauce. I'll see if I can make it for you guys on a demo, but you don't have to make fish stock of your own, okay? Easy menu on Tuesday, okay? Wednesday. Wednesday. I get my days mixed up, okay? All right, Thursday. Thursday, okay? Thursday, we're gonna be looking at shellfish. Shellfish, okay? Crustaceans and shellfish, okay? I love me some shellfish, some shrimp, crawfish boil, clam bakes in the Northeast. Oh man, it's like the crawfish boils in the South with clams, oysters, mussels, corn, potatoes, what else? All kinds of things, okay? So crustaceans also are also shellfish. They have a hard outer skeleton or shell that join appendages. Crustaceans include lobsters, crabs, and shrimp. Oh, crabs. Maryland has the best crab cakes. I remember visiting my ex-grandfather from Russia. He's living in Maryland. And we went there and I ate some crab cakes. Oh, man. Best crab cakes ever. And they're huge. And the soft shell blue crabs are, yep. Anyways, crab cakes. The flesh of fish and shellfish consists of primarily water, protein, fat, and minerals. Fish flesh is composed of short muscle fibers, pleated in shape and separately by delicate sheets of connective tissues. Unlike connective tissue in meat, connective tissue in fish is weak and does not require long cooking to break it down. Fish, as well as most shellfish, are naturally tender So the purpose of cooking is to firm the proteins and enhance the flavor. The absence of oxygen carrying protein, myoglobin, makes flesh very light or white in color. Compared to meats, fish do not contain large amounts of intramuscular fat, but amount of fat fish does not contain affects the way that it responds to cooking. Fish containing a relatively large amount of fat, such as salmon or mackerel, are known as fatty or oily fish. Fish such as cod, haddock contain very little fat, and they're referred to as lean fish. Okay, shellfish are also very lean. Okay, shellfish, we're going to talk about different kinds of clams and all kinds of things. Okay, so you got shellfish, the clams, mussels, oysters, wave whelk, and you got the mollusk, oysters, some clams, snails. Ooh, I love me some snails. Some little bit of garlic, butter, white wine. Best snails that I ever had so far in this 36 years life of this business. The one time that I had him, rarity, albino snails from Chile. One of my interns went to Chile. Her family was an import-export business, and she brought me a can of albino snails in a can. Oh man, you open up the can, get them and dip in mayonnaise, perfect. Anyways, yep, albino snails. I have never had them before, never had them afterwards, and I can't find them anywhere from Chile. Anyway, shellfish, but I know I'm going to try later on in life snail caviar. So, shellfish, as the name suggests, shellfish are animals that dwell in water and have shell or shell-like exterior. They can be divided into two groups: crustaceans, mollusks. Crustaceans include shrimp, crawfish, crab, lobster, white clams, scallops, oysters, mussels are examples of mollusks. Most shellfish live in salt water, but the name also refers to species found in fresh water. Shellfish available in grocery stores or restaurants all over the world, but some regions are known for certain species. For instance, lobster is popular food in the Northeast United States, while shrimp is a staple in the dishes from the south of the country. Most types of shellfish are eaten steamed, baked, fried. Some, such as oysters or clams, can be eaten raw or partially cooked. Yeah, on the half shell. Oh yeah, little mignonette sauce. The flavor ranges from sweet or briny, from soft to delicate, depending on the type of cooking method. Mollusks, univalves. Univalves are mollusks with a single shell. Your abalone. What else? Your conch. Anyways, which have a soft body animal resides. They're actually marine snails with a single foot, used to attach to a creature to fixed objects or such as rocks. Abalone have a brownish gray ear-shaped shells. They're harvested in California, but California laws does not permit canning abalone or shipping it outside the state. Although abalone farmers are making them more readily available, some frozen abalone available from Mexico, canned abalone imported from China and Japan. Abalone are lean with a sweet, delicate flavor, similar to that of clams. They are too tough to eat unless tenderized with a mallet or rolling pin. They have been eaten raw or prepared service style. Great care must be taken when grilling and sauteing abalone, as meat becomes very tough when overcooked, and it does, but man, it's sweet. Here, H Mart has them live on the tent. You can just pick them and go at it. So abalone, beautiful shell. The shell is priced. They're like a giant slug, only 1 foot. Okay, that's what abalone looks like, and that's some abalone dishes on the bottom of this page. Okay, beautiful shell. You probably see those at antique stores, some high-end jewelry stores. That shell, because it's so beautiful. Okay, but they only have 1 foot. Okay, conch. After found in the warm waters of the Florida Keys in the Caribbean, the beautiful peachy pink shell of the queen conch is prized by beachcombers. Conch meat is lean, smooth, and very firm with a sweet, smoky flavor and a chewy texture. It can be sliced and pounded to tenderize it, eaten raw with lime juice or slow cook as a whole. Man, I like giving some sashimi. Very nice. A little bit of soy sauce. Oh, yeah. You can even have conch critters in the bottom right. Right? Or ceviche. Conch ceviche. Nah.
I had the conch fritters in Barbados. It was so good.
They are excellent.
It was like stupid good. Like
They
I just looked at my cousins like, y'all did me wrong because you know I can only get in here.
Yeah, when you come across, just try it, man. Eat it because, man, it's once in a lifetime experience. But yeah, eat it. Okay. And the shell is a beautiful shell too. I mean, it's priced. Some places are forbidden to remove the shell from the beaches, and you get fined or thrown in jail because you do that. Bivalves are mollusks with two bilateral shells attached to a central hinge. Clams are harvested along both east and west coasts, with Atlantic clams being more significant commercially. Atlantic coast clams include hard shell, soft shell, and surf clams. Clams are available all year, either live or in the shell or fresh shell. Canned clams, whether minced, chopped, or whole, are also available too. We're going to be taking a look at the clams. Atlantic hard clam shells are quahogs. Okay, it's one type. Have a hard blue-gray shell. Chewy meat is not as sweet as other clam meat. Quahogs have different names depending on their size. On the half shell. A little bit of lemon juice, Tabasco. Little necks are generally 2 inches across the shell and usually served on a half shell or steamed. They're most expensive clams. Out in California, man, I used to have steamers on a little bucket. Steam them, put them in a bucket with the broth, and send them out with some garlic bread. Little neck clams. Cherry stones are originally about 3 inches across the shell and sometimes eaten raw, but more often cooked. These are raw on the half shell too, like you see here on the oysters. Delicious, man. I love some seafood. Okay? Top necks usually cook and often serve as stuffed clams, especially Italian dish, oreganata. Stuffed clams, oreganata. Beautiful, nice. Okay? Chowders, largest quahogs are always eaten cooked, especially minced or chopped for soup, or chowder or soup. Okay? Soft shell clams, also known as Ipswich, steamer, and long neck clams. Sometimes you call them pisser clams because they squirt water. They have a thin, brittle shells that are not completely closed because of the clams protruding black type siphon. The meat is tender and sweet. They're sometimes fried, but are more often served and steamed. Okay? Surf clams are deep water clams that reach sizes of about 8 inches across. Most often cut into strips for frying or minced, chopped, processed, or canned. Pacific clams, generally too tough to eat raw. You got to cook them and chop them. That's what we call them blizzard too. You find them on the beach and they'll shoot some water with some sand. Okay. Manila clams, the most common, which was introduced along the Pacific coast during the 1930s, resembling a quahog with a rigid shell. It can be served steamed or in a half shell as well too. Nice looking shells too. Okay. Geoducks, big giant slug. Are the largest Pacific clams, sometimes weighing up to 10 pounds each. They look like huge, soft clams with large protruding siphon. The tender, rich bodies and briny flavors are popular around Asian cuisines. Yeah, they're ugly. They're fugly. They're heavy too. Okay, cockles are small bivalves, about 1 inch long, rigid shells. They're more popular in Europe, the United States. Sometimes used as dishes such as paella, fish soups, and stews. Cioppino, fisherman stew. Oh yeah. Okay. Even on pizza, as you see here on the bottom right. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Clams on the shell on the pizza. Mussels are found in Watterson worldwide. They're excellent steamed or in wine or seasoned with broth. It can be fried, used in soups or pasta dishes. With white wine, courgouillon, a little bit of garlic bread. Man, oh man. Mm-hmm. Blue mussels are the most common edible mussels. They're found off the wild along the Atlantic coast and the aquafarm in both coasts. The meat is plump and sweet with a firm muscular texture. The orange, gish yellow meat is cultivated from mussels, tends to be much larger than the wild mussels, and therefore worth the added cost. Blue mussels are sold live in the shell, average about 10 to 20 per pound. Also available all year. The best quality blue mussels are harvested during the winter months. So if you see them during the summertime, don't buy them. Winter months better. Just like oysters from the Northeast, winter is better. More flavor, more sweeter. Okay. Green shell or green leaf mussels. You can even buy this IQF individually, quick frozen from Cisco. I think the store has them too on the frozen side. From New Zealand and Thailand are much larger and blue mussels, averaging about 8 to 12 mussels per pound. Their shells are pale gray with a distinctive green, bright green edge. They look nice. Oysters. Oh man, oysters. Forget it. Oysters are if you guys have a chance to visit New York, right on the Grand Central Station, right below street level, there's a place called the Oyster Bar. They got over 100 types of oysters on the menu. Oh man, I remember sitting there having a couple of beers with my F&B director and just ordering oysters off because we're in a corporate account. We're doing research. It was good. Anyways, oysters have a rough gray shells. Their soft gray briny flesh can be eaten raw directly from the shell. They can also be steamed or baked in the shell or shucked or fried. Sauteed or added in stews or chowders. Most oysters available in the United States are commercially grown and sold either live or in the shell shucked. There are 4 main domestic species: Atlantic, European, Olympias, Pacific, and scallops. Okay? And it's a lot more. The best ones are from the Northeast, from Payway, Prince Edward Island. The Cucamonga oysters, oh, they're so sweet. Man, oh man. And you got the cephalopods, squid and octopus. Crustaceans, you got crawfish and crabs. Oh, some octopus. Yeah, the one in the middle. I think they used to have it at Papados. You go there, sit down, order your meal, and order a little appetizer of a squid tentacle. Man, it's so good. Nicely charred, a little bit of lime and olive oil. Man, it's so good.
Yeah, Papados seafood has always been good.
Yeah. Always.
Always.
Yeah. And you got crabs, king crabs, Dungeness blue crabs, snore spider crabs, and stone crabs. What you see at the seafood buffet is the spider crabs or snow crabs, the guy on the bottom left. Those are the kind of crabs you see at the seafood buffet because they're not as expensive. They look about $100 some a case, so 50 pounds. And all you get is a bunch of shells. You don't get a lot of meat. So that's why you see them at large buffets. The one here, the stone crabs, the little guy here in the bottom middle, you see how the 2 claws are different shape, different size? Because in Florida, when you catch a stone crab, you remove the left claw and toss the crab back into the ocean to regenerate and grow that claw again. So when you see on the menu stone claws, cocktail stone claws, it's only the left claw, not the right claw. By law in Florida, you're only allowed to remove the left claw and toss the crab back into the ocean to regrow the other one. So you will always see the left claw on the cocktail service. They're all the same side. Okay. And lobsters. You got the main lobsters, the one with the rubber band, steam, turns orange. Spiny lobster, the guy holding the lobster. And slippery lobster, the guy that looks like some kind of a prehistoric fish. Also known as the lobsterette or squat lobster. And you got langoustines, okay? Langoustines, shrimp, and prawn. Langoustines is the top right-hand corner. If you never had langoustines, oh man, they're sweet, they're mild, they're expensive too. They look like crawfish tail meat, but they're not. A little bit pinkish. They're mostly known in France. Here in the States, you can get it, but they're going to be expensive. Langoustines and prawns. The guy holding the shrimp by his hands. Okay, prawns are usually bigger. They're like EU10s, under 10 shrimp per pound. Your menu for Thursday. Oh, this thing moved around. Really? It is boiled shrimp. Okay. Boiled shrimp and rosemary grilled shrimp. Easy, right? This day I might show you the scampi. Okay. So if I make fish stock, I'll bring it to the house. No, I got some fish stock in my freezer. So on Thursday, I'll show you how to make the shrimp scampi. Okay. With champagne sauce. But we are going to have, it's an easy day, boiled shrimp and rosemary grilled shrimp. So the boiled shrimp, we're going to go over the recipes, and the recipe says to peel and vein the shrimp for the boil. We're not. Okay. We're going to boil it with the shell on. Okay. And the rosemary grilled shrimp, if you can find rosemary, it's fine. If not, use regular skewers. Okay. So rosemary and boiled shrimp on Thursday. Okay. That is a day. Okay, I think online, I think you guys are Mr. Ralph, Aaron, and Nicole. We might have oysters on the to-go goodies. Might have. Sometimes they give us some, sometimes they don't. So we might have oysters. If they do, I'll show you guys a demo how to shuck them oysters. Okay. Easy with safety in mind. Okay. So that is the menu on Thursday. Okay. That is the menu on Wednesday. Okay. Let's take a look at what's coming up Friday. You guys excited for Friday? Very excited for Friday?
It's gonna be on Friday.
So Friday, one more time. I know we covered it on week 4. Okay. This is your Cooking Practical Friday. Okay. So Cooking Practical, limit 3 hours. The only thing you can make is your chicken stock. Okay. Before your practical starts. Nothing can be prepared in advance. You can't cut, fabricate, nothing. Okay. Everything has to be on the clock. So we'll start at 6:10 on Friday. Okay. We'll come in. We'll see where you guys are at. 6 o'clock, I'll take roll call because I know sometimes you guys like to log in a little bit late. And then we'll start the clock at 6:10. Unless everybody's on time, and then we'll start at 6:05, but not 6:10. Okay. So 6:10, and we'll end. The clock ends at 9:10. Okay, 9:10 is when the cutoff hour begins. Okay. Anything past 9:10, you start losing points for submitting your product late. Okay. So 3 hours in general, 6 to 9, pretty much. On this menu, you have, again, 2 salads, 1, 2, separate, identical, okay, with dressing. You got 2 French cut breasted chickens. You know what French cut is all about, right? You remove the wingtip, clean the bone, all the meat, the skin on, okay. Velouté ×2 for both dishes, because you're gonna have 2 entrees, one with rice pilaf, one with mashed potatoes, both with velouté. One with rice pilaf. You guys know the drill. You guys know what knife cuts on the rice pilaf. Okay. You guys know the technique. And you got one for potato puree. You guys know all about potato puree. We made it on the 2nd week. Okay. And both have sauteed green beans. You know the drill. How to blanch them in boiling water. How to, we'll clip them first, cut them the same size, blanch them in boiling water, salt the water, shock them in ice, take them out, pan them dry, and saute them the last minute before plating. Okay. So again, this is your the grade rubrics. Okay, we're not going to do grill. If Mr. Ralph wants to do grill, more power to him. But because you know you're more than welcome. But for all you guys don't have a grill, both are going to be sauteed. Okay. So disregard this. It says where it says grill, sauteed. Okay. Chicken fabricated as French cut breasted chicken. You guys know a lot of meat, a lot of skin on it. The tenderloin still attached. The wing bone is exposed, but the meat is about 1 inch off the armpit, still attached to the bone. Sear mark, nice and golden brown. Adequate amount of skin and meat plus the tenderloin left on the breast. Chicken, again, only seasoned with salt. Don't douse it with paprika, cayenne pepper, and all of that. Okay, you got to emphasize the golden brown of the skin. Green beans are blanched, sauteed and cooked properly. Rice pilaf is cooked properly. Seasoned well. Good knife cuts. And you know what knife cuts on the rice pilaf, right? Velouté sauce is nappe. Okay, again, it's chicken stock with roux. Okay, we did what, an ounce of butter, 2 ounces of flour, and a quart of chicken stock, and it turned out fine. Mixed green salad. You guys know all about mixed green salad. We went over the motions twice. Okay, and again, just make sure you're don't put your hot plate on the salad. Okay. Execution. How you going to plate up that dish? Now we went through the weeks about how to, you know, guide you guys in better presentation of your plate. Give you some tips. You guys did really well. Some of you guys have a challenge on that part, so make sure you present them beautiful with nice flow. Okay. Same goes for the second chicken breast. Okay. Both sauté. Both work 30 points. Both work 30 points. Okay. And then your last part, 40 points for another height for the online. Okay. That means your uniform, hat, apron, and jacket, chef's coat, okay? And 2 production sheets. One for your chicken with the rice pilaf, one for your chicken for the potato puree. Identical, but each one has different starch. And you got to share your production sheet before class starts, and your camera has to be on. Camera has to be on. 2 different production sheets, okay? Before class starts, not during, not afterwards. If you submit it during or afterwards, you don't get those points, okay? So this is heavily on your camera, your uniform, and your production sheets, okay? This one is 100 points. It is 20 points overall, your overall grade. 20 points, okay? This slides will be uploaded on this week's lectures. So the best there for you guys to refer back to them, okay? So that is your practical. That is what's happening. That is how much they're worth. And that's the menu. Any questions about your practical? You have until Friday to ask me. After Friday, I can answer no questions. Okay? I don't speak English Friday. I speak the Deutsch. Wille Francois. Right? I know I'm English.
Sir, you just switched between like 3 languages.
Coño.
If you count Dominican, that's 4.
So yeah, you get the gist, right? I know speak English. I know I'm English. I know
boss, the machine broke.
So any questions about that? You have until Friday to ask. The day off, I'm like, I speak sign language. You know how to say bullshit in sign language? Anyway, I know sign language too. Well, some of it. So anyways, so that's your menu. You have until Friday to ask. You got 3 hours. The only thing you can start before the game starts is your chicken stock. Only, okay? You may have it hot, ready to go, but nothing else can be cut, fabricated, nothing else, okay? That's all you have for the practical. Any questions about the practical? Again, you have until Friday to ask. And this slides will be on the portal, okay?
Chef, for our chicken stock, are we not allowed to make it before? Like, I know you said we're allowed to have it prepped before the test, but I just mean, like, when we actually make it, is it only going to be for the night before, or just at any point in time that we have a chance to make it ourselves?
Now and Friday, you get time between now and Friday to make the chicken stock.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Today, you can make it tomorrow, you can make it whenever you want before we start the practical on Friday.
Okay, great. I'm glad because I did it.
So chicken stock can be made right before we start the practical at 6 p.m. You want to cut it that close and make it before class starts, go for it. You want to make it on Thursday? You want to make it today? You got that option to make the chicken stock anytime between now and then. Have it ready. And I would strongly suggest have your chicken stock hot, ready to go before the practical starts, because you will need it for your rice pilaf. You will need it for your veloute. Okay? That you need, okay? And again, you're making 2 dishes, okay? You cooking for 2 people, okay? Any questions about the practical? Again, you have until Friday, okay? To ask questions. If not, I know speak English. I know habla inglés. I know speak the Deutsch. No, wille Francois. No. I'm gonna miss you guys, to be quite honest.
I don't know why you're gonna miss us, because you're gonna see us next block, especially when I get this petition started.
I told you you're gonna see me on your roster.
All right.
I told you, you said 10 to 2. That's during my break time at work. So that's perfect. So I'm gonna be there.
It's gonna be 6 in the o'clock p.m.
Yeah, 6 will be Chef Pablo, not Pablo. Let's take a look at your shopping list for this week. See what's happening, okay? Shopping list on this week. Let's see what it says. Okay. Yeah, that was a quick day today too. That's last week. So your shopping list. Okay. Here we go. It says drum, meaning your round fish, whatever you can find at your budget. Black drum, bass, striped bass, redfish, flounder or sole. Okay. Shrimp, chicken bones. If you have a chicken in your house, go make chicken stock. Don't spend the money on the chicken and just make stock at home, right? Chicken, you're gonna need that whole chicken, okay? One whole bird. So if you wanna, well, you can't make the chicken stock with that one because you can't fabricate it beforehand, okay? You're gonna need one chicken to fabricate on Friday, okay? And you should have your pork tenderloin from last week for this tomorrow, right? Okay. What else? Dairy, butter, and cream. You need it for the potato puree. Okay. You also need it for your green beans. You also need it for your fish on tomorrow. I mean on Wednesday. Okay. Produce. You need shallots, mushrooms. Mushrooms are for your empapillote. We're going to use them for the empapillote. Parsley, lemon, onion, celery, thyme, carrots. Rosemary sprigs. If you can't find rosemary, skewers will work fine. Romaine. Don't need romaine. We don't make. Oh yeah. You need salad. Some kind of lettuce. You want to use romaine? Use romaine. You want to use mixed greens? Use mixed greens. Whatever salad you want to make for your practical, that's up to you. Okay. Tomatoes. Tomato, not toe. That was a misspell. I didn't do that. You need about, you can use cherry tomatoes. You can buy 2 Roma tomatoes, your choice for your salad. Okay, green beans. If you cannot find green beans at the store, you can always buy asparagus, whichever is better for your budget, okay, for your practical. Potatoes. You only need 1 potato. I mean, you're only making 1 serving. So you want to do 2 potatoes and make some for extra, go for it, okay? What else not on here? I know there's a couple of things not on here. Dry ingredients, salt, white wine, AP flour, bay leaf, black peppercorns, red wine vinegar, ketchup, horseradish, olive oil, skewers, canola oil, okay? What I don't see here is Worcestershire sauce for your cocktail sauce, okay? I don't see that, or Tabasco for that sauce, okay? So you might want to add that to your list, okay? Now let's go and see what the list has. I mean, the recipes. Come on, there you go. So you should have all the ingredients for tomorrow's cooking, right? You were making that pork tenderloin, ginger, sugar, soy sauce, okay, and pork tenderloin. See? Soy sauce, beer, sugar, and fresh ginger. That's for tomorrow, okay?
Yeah, the week 5 shopping list didn't include ginger on the list, so I had to like look through the recipes to double check I had everything. So that was something that I did have to write in and go look for.
Okay.
But yeah, that was one thing I did notice.
It's only a little ginger, not a lot. But still.
Yeah, no, I just got a knob of it, but still, like, I noticed it wasn't on the shopping list.
Just make sure it's on there. And then for tomorrow, Wednesday, couscous, chicken stock or water, red bell pepper. Again, use your discretion. Okay, green bell pepper, use your discretion. Green onions, yes. Cucumbers, yes. Olives, red onions. And I said the green and red bell pepper because couscous is a couscous salad. I'm gonna leave it up to you guys, okay? But don't go overboard in adding all kinds of crazy ingredients to your couscous salad. Okay. Usually when I think about couscous, I think about Mediterranean, rosemary, garlic, lemon juice, olive oil, maybe some dry fruits, kind of deal. Some red onions. That's what I think about when I think of couscous. Okay. Vinaigrette, lemon juice, olive oil. That's all you need. You don't need none of the rest of the bottom. Okay. Basically, just douse your couscous in lemon and olive oil. That's it. A little bit of salt. Okay. Zucchini, butter, and salt. Okay. So you need for the veg. Let's take a look at Wednesday. Okay. It's relatively easy too, not that much. Okay. Again, your striped bass, roundfish, redfish, salt, mushrooms, shallots, garlic, white wine, and parsley. Okay. And what else? And also in the flatfish, we use whatever we have on that day. Okay, as far as ingredients. Okay. I know you saw the video. Leeks, if you have leeks, I use them. Mushrooms, I use them. Onions, okay. For the broiled shrimp, okay. Boiled shrimp. Water, mirepoix, onion, celery, carrots, bay leaves, thymes, peppercorns. And see, it doesn't call for Worcestershire sauce see either. Ketchup, horseradish, lemon juice, and a little bit of Tabasco. Okay. But Worcestershire sauce for the cocktail sauce. Okay. Rosemary grilled shrimp. Easy ingredients. Okay. Shrimp, rosemary, salt, pepper, lemon juice, and olive oil. Easy. And you guys should know what it takes to make your practical, right? Okay. So those are that is your shopping list for the next for this week. You have your shopping list. Thursday's menu is relatively easy: shrimp and more shrimp. Wednesday is the round fish and flat fish. It shouldn't be that hard either. Just fabricating. If you never fabricated the fish, I will show you how. You know, just like it's on the video, the flat fish is a little more harder because you don't get a lot of yield out of it. You lose about 80% of that fish. Okay. So it's going to be very delicate fabricating that fish. And you know about the practical, you got rice, celery, onions, carrots, butter, salt. You got butter and flour for the veloute. You have green beans. You have potatoes, cream, and butter. And you have chicken and salt with a little bit of oil. And you got the mixed green condiments for your salad. Okay. This is it. This is it. I'm excited to see what you guys are going to make. What do you guys think?
Honestly, it's kind of surreal. Like it's been such like a quick like change and like evolution through like probably how most of us have viewed our own like capabilities. I feel like, at least for myself, like I've improved a lot and gone like farther than I think I thought I originally what my original idea of my capabilities were, you know, especially since it's like only our second class.
You guys have grown a lot from day one. Well, really from week 2, right? Just like you saw that quote from the food pimp, right? You must learn how to walk before you walk.
Yeah.
Right? We went over knife cuts, celery, onions, carrots, mirepoix, roux. We make rice pilaf, we make veloute, and then look where we're at.
Yeah, and because like we do the production every day except for the lecture day, like it becomes part of like our regular like vernacular and how we view things. Like I confuse the heck out of my roommates because I'm talking and they're like, "What's that? What do you do with that? What does that mean?" And I was like, "Oh, you had to be in the class."
Yeah, it's yeah, you guys have had a quite an awesome trip since since day one. I mean, we went through Serve Safe. We talk about how to keep food safe, not to kill anybody, how to keep the equipment safe, your personal hygiene, and so forth, so on. We went through the motions on knife cuts. We cry when we dice out onions. We did potato cookery. You guys need to learn how to pipe it. Yeah, shallow soup. How to do the rice pilaf, the risotto, the black beans. We make couscous salad already. We made mixed green salad twice. You fabricated the chicken. You cook steak. You cook pork. You deep fried. You grill. You broil. You saute. You oven fried. I mean, you did all kinds of things. And we went from making knife cuts to actually making a whole entire meal, assembling the pieces. We went from a single production sheet of knife cuts to a whole entire meal, right? Let me show you my production sheets, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and pop it in advance, okay? This is what I have for tomorrow. That is my production sheet for tomorrow. Okay. The pork tenderloin, the couscous salad, the zucchini. Okay. This is my production sheet for Thursday. Okay. Oh, the picture didn't get, I couldn't find the papillote. That's for the whole fish and the round and the flat fish. Not a lot. This is for the boiled shrimp for Thursday. Okay. But let me go back. Okay. The toughest day so far has been the rack of lamb day. That's the day that we have the most recipes in one day. You have the rack of lamb, the haricot panache, which you had to cook the white beans beforehand, clip the green beans, blanch them, saute them. You also have to make risotto, and of course demi-glace. Okay, so I compare this production sheet to, okay, look at that cuts. How simple it was, right? So this is how much you guys have grown, from knife cuts to stocks to the mother sauces, right? To potato cookery, to pasta day, all the way down to the hardest day of the block, which was the rack of lamb. That I consider the hardest day. So if you take a look at your production sheets, go back and take a look at your beginning, where you began and where you're going to end this block. And it's only going to get better. And it's only going to get better. Okay. And again, that's my sheet for tomorrow. That's my production sheet. Beer marinated pork tenderloin, couscous, sauteed zucchini. That's what I have for tomorrow. Okay. Any thoughts so far about this week, tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday? Any thoughts about the whole entire block so far?
This class has just really helped me organize my thoughts, I feel like. Because like a lot of this, like I've always wanted to make, learn how to make, or at least learn how to do it well. And like before, I just didn't have like a clear idea of like the steps leading up to it. And like this really is like just laid out kind of like a game plan, or just like a foundation for me to like make sure that I build on that and along those guidelines, you know. So I don't know, Chef, you really like helped like change and like form part of my perspective on how I look at food now, you know. Like it's different.
It should be, because now, and again, like I said, this is the foundation. This is where everything began. This is where you start like growing. For you guys to start practicing how to plate up, how to present, it's a big one, because as you go further in the next kitchen blocks, the next one is going to be a good one, but it's going to be a challenging one, because you get a lot of things that are not really normally plated in an entree situation, but still can be also presented in a beautiful scenario, scene with flow, height, and all those elements, from the bread to the milk bread. And then you're going to go to regionals, which is really fast paced. So this block is going to help you quite a lot moving forward for the next two blocks. They're going to get you prepared. And like I said, the regionals is the hardest one, but it's the funnest one because it goes by so fast. Oh man, so fast on that block. Okay. Let me see if I can pull up one of those days of that class, and I can show you what to expect on one of those days. Let me see if I can pull day 20. Let me see day 21. Okay. So day 21 and regionals, this is what I cover on that day. Okay. India. Okay. I cover India, talk about a little bit of brief history on that region, the language, religion, the food, cuisine of India, ingredients, overview of the cuisines, common culinary trends, outside influences, diverse population, Northern Indian cuisine, because not of all Indian cuisine is the same. You got Western India, Eastern India, Southern India cuisine, 10 best dishes from India, butter chicken, dal tadka, chaat, samosa, masala chai, tandoori chicken, matar paneer, dokla, vad pav, rogan josh. And your menu for that day is green chutney, is one of my favorite days. Green chutney. You also make aloo gobi, matar pulao, tandoori chicken. And it's another one too, because it changed the course ever since the last time I taught it. So there's a lot that goes in that day, in that cuisine. Let me see if I can do day 4. I think day 4 is East Coast, Low Country. Okay. And again, it's 22 countries you cover on that class. Okay. We cover that too. Low Country, Georgia and South Carolina. Okay. Traditional Southern meal, pan fried chicken, black eyed peas. Like I said, I like to have fun. So when I go and talk about black eyed peas, guess what? The black eyed peas are on there. Get it? Black eyed peas. Hush puppies.
Chef.
Talking about some greens, some collard greens, and mustard greens.
Oh, goodness.
Mashed potatoes. Talk about sweet tea, pecan pie, shoe fly pie, sweet potato pie. Other famous dishes: succotash, mint juleps, red-eye gravy. Talk about the history of red-eye gravy. Sausages, fried green tomatoes, okra, bread pudding. A little history about shoe fly pie, and then the menu is shrimp and grits, crab cakes remoulade, Hoppin' John. And then the next day's menu is gumbo. Then Louisiana, gumbo, French rolls, beignets. What else? And I think that's it. But anyways, it's going to get faster. It's going to get more labor intense. It's going to learn a lot more. So yes, this class is the foundations, is getting you ready for this part. So when you go there, you're not having such a challenge and a hard time, going through the menus day by day. But that's a little bit of insight what's coming up ahead. Regionals. That's like your 3rd kitchen block. Okay. Like I said, I love that class to teach. I love this one too because we start from the get-go, and you guys get kind of an idea how to find your plating signature and how to have the flow. And like you said, it changes your world because you're taking a look at food in a different way. You become more critical of the food you're being served when you buy at the restaurant. And your surroundings too. Make sure they're clean and sanitized, even the place that you work at. Any thoughts, questions, comments, concerns? Yeah, buckle up, it's coming. But again, you guys are ready. You guys will handle it, no problem. I believe in you guys.
Just to double check, Chef, on the basic mixed green salads, you said that they both can be identical, or that one, like they each have to be different?
Identical.
Identical. Okay, cool.
Yeah. It's a big part of the practical, so don't stress out and try to make it different by doing different dot cuts and doing different presentations. I would suggest just keep it the same, identical. It's a lot easier. Okay.